Hey, 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 what's going on, everybody? It's your boys from For Those With Good Taste. I'm Matt. He's Lenny.
Sup?
How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Just me and my shorty. We were listening to some jams this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, it's tunes. This new jam came out this weekend.
That new?
Yes, but it's that old new, you know?
Oh.
You feel me?
Oh, I feel you.
You felt?
Oh, I'm feeling it all over.
All right, yeah.
You sound pretty passionate about that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you feel me?
And I'm not talking about Mel.
You want to talk about Mel?
We might be talking about Mel, baby.
If the people want to talk about Mel, and I was trying to play it cool forever, but you bring up Mel, my brain immediately goes to some slurs. So let's get a few of them out there in the open real quick, right, Matt?
Let's put them out there.
You go first.
Oh.
On three.
Come on, you knuckleheads.
No.
Oh, I missed the countdown.
Fuck.
Well,
that was passionate. That was a really passionate moment that we had, and let's pray that we get to talk about some predators in this episode.
Well, let's just say that was probably the best slur, not the worst slur that we said all show, but you're not going to know unless you're tuning in, strapping up, and getting ready to take off in this rocket, baby, because we're going off.
We'll see you on the other side.
For those with good taste.
Welcome, tasties and tastettes all around.
That's really nice.
How you doing today, buddy?
Oh, man, I am living what I would say is the monumental dream right now, my man.
I've never heard a single person call their dreams monumental, because that would be extremely conceited, I feel like, of them to think that their dreams are bigger than anybody else's, dude.
Listen, man.
That's fucked up.
If anybody else's dream was to be sitting here next to you, rocking out some hot fire,
dude, you're just
they'd
trying
have to
to
strap
suck
in,
up
dude.
now, dude.
No, man. I fucking love you, bro.
You're just sucking up all the air in the room, dude.
No, man. I just love being here with you, dude. And I feel like I can always tell when you're feeling good and I'm feeling good. So this is going to be a good episode.
Yeah, dude, this is we've been going at it for like an hour and a half now. We just put our clothes back on.
Yeah. We
had
to warm up somehow.
You know what we were listening to while we were getting it on?
Listen, man, can I just say this? Welcome to the club, brother.
Thank you, man. I'm now, for all the people at home, a card-carrying member of the Swifties. I'm a Swiftite.
Yeah, you're a swizzle Swiftie.
I'm moving swiftly through the catalog. I'm really just listening to one song right now, but it is 10 minutes long. So that's the length of at least like 3 songs.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, if you were going to choose a song to introduce yourself to this club, this is definitely one that you'd want to write home about.
It's actually quite amazing, Matt, because it defeats a lot of narratives that have been written about me. In the tabloids, in the dirt sheets.
What, that you're known as a mainstream contrarian?
Yeah, that
okay.
I like, that I won't get with any trends and any fads. No, I want it to be known that I will hop on any blonde white woman out there.
No, I think she's a redhead right now, but I like where your head's at. I see what you did there, and you're being very inclusive, dude. Good for you.
Yeah, dude.
You've taken a page out of
Aryan
somebody else's
Nation.
book.
Hell yeah.
Just make sure that your salute is low, okay? As long as we're keeping that
right here.
Right here, baby. No, man, but I know that you've been in love with this song.
I hate that that's going to be recorded.
Yeah, I mean, it's out there now, dude. I
did like a weird facial thing.
I
didn't even know where my hands were going.
There's your wrestling reference
Taylor's
already,
not this
dude.
Big, dude.
You do what you want to do, dude. You're hitting your pelvis. Your pelvis can be wherever you want it to be.
Yeah, I was actually holding my stomach when I did that.
Anyway, man, I know that this 10-minute song has kind of captured your heart, but I think it's really the 14-minute video that's kind of got you steaming on this thing, man.
Well, Matt, I love a good story. Nobody can deny that. I love a good story.
Yeah, somebody would say that you're into the gossip.
I also love a good chick flick, and I do love when I know the background to what a song's about, right? We went through this whole thing a few months back with Olivia Rodrigo, right? And me and you just gushing over, we loved like the storytelling ability, and like it makes you feel like you're there. And this 10-minute song and this 14-minute short film that this young lady put out,
powerful.
it's incredible, Matt. I would venture to say, and it's held at that standard due to a great acting performance from
Big
a
time.
favorite of the pod.
Huge FTWGT fan favorite.
Possibly talked about every single week for 60 weeks straight on this podcast.
If we can keep this trend going where at some point we mention this man's name, I'll keep doing it. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
We're talking about Dylan O'Brien, people.
Yeah, of course. They already knew. So we're talking about Dylan O'Brien. We're on like a nickname basis with him now.
We'll figure it out.
Leading a fan. You look up the biggest fan club on Instagram for Dylan O'Brien. We're running that page.
Yeah, you'll see a picture of us with Dylan himself.
Yeah, we're clout chasing.
We do it. But he
also,
is co-starring with Sadie Sink, who people will know as the redhead from Stranger Things, a.k.a. Mad Max. And, man, they do a great job telling the story, man.
So I want to kind of walk through this because the thing that has you're still not, just for the people's knowledge, you have heard the song.
Yes.
Right? You've fallen in love with the song.
I have. I've
great.
fallen in love with the short film.
All Too Well is the name of the song, if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about. We have Genius up here.
Which should be your go-to place for anything lyric-based.
Any lyrics,
right?
dude. Like, because they give some background, some context. I just want to hit you off
It's
right
a
off the
free
bat.
advertisement right there. Hit us up, Genius, if you're trying to support the pod.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
So, very first verse, Matt, we get a line, and it's like, "And I left my scarf there at your sister's house." And you've still got the drawer in your drawer even now. But that doesn't even matter. The sister's house, right?
Yeah.
So this is a celebrity with a sister, Matt. That's what we know right now.
Yeah.
That's what you know. Do you know?
That's great detective work.
Do you know any celebrities with sisters?
I know a few.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
Can you name a couple right now, just so we can?
Jennifer Lopez has a sister.
Does she?
Yeah, she does. And she's not as good looking as Jennifer Lopez.
Is she like Sophie from the block, or which?
Dude,
what's her moniker?
Couldn't tell you, brother. She could be Maria from the block for all I know. All I know is that she's got a sister.
Maria.
Rosario Dawson has a sister.
I don't know.
These are all people that I've just recently read articles about.
You don't have any like more famous sister parents. Why didn't you say Mary Kate has a sister?
Because that would be too obvious.
Her name's Ashley.
No, I would have went with
Elizabeth.
Yeah, who clearly is the most popular Olsen sister right now.
Not the richest though.
Not the richest, but I would say she's gonna get there.
Do you think she's third richest?
She'd probably have to be by default, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But this is a whole other conversation. Do we lump Mary Kate and Ashley as one still?
Yeah, because they started when they were child
So
stars.
Elizabeth's really in second. She's silver medal. She didn't get the bronze.
because they're sharing first place.
Yeah.
Cohorting first place, if you would.
They never individually, maybe I'm wrong because I don't know the past 15 years of their lives, but at least for a while there,
I think Mary Kate came out with her own drug line.
That's messed up. That's messed up.
Too much? Too real for you?
Well, so I went to try and one-up you, and I've actually saved myself from saying something really mean.
See, I didn't go into that route because I knew it would be wrong. I know exactly what you're thinking.
So I don't know if that, because they both had makeup. Maybe they were both in Walmart. Remember they did the New York Minute movie I think, right? You loved the movies.
What was it? Two of a Kind? They had a couple of different movies.
Two of a Kind?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Do you need me to look it up?
No.
Oh, don't make me look it up, bro. But no, okay, so they started off when they were really young. And one of the things that sticks out to me about Taylor Swift's video, and I asked you, I was like, hey, what's the deal with this? Because Dylan O'Brien is clearly like 30-something years old. Mm-hmm. Sadie Sink, a.k.a. Mad Max, like early 20s.
So let's do some math real quick, okay? So
Some
Dylan O'Brien, I believe,
she's 19.
is born in 1993.
Okay.
How old would that make him?
He would be 28.
So he's 9 years older than her, right?
Yep.
We're right around there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
call it a decade just to be.
This is where I was like, dude, you were very perceptive, and people call you dumb all the time. Like you were being very perceptive.
Can you like screenshot this shit when you see it? Because unless you're like saving me and just deleting it, I don't see what people are saying about me, man. So stop calling me. Hey, you people out there. I'm not dumb, okay? I can't Google, but it doesn't mean I'm not dumb. Wait, it doesn't mean I'm dumb. It doesn't mean I'm dumb.
Dude,
it may mean that I'm not dumb.
They call you P-Brain Matt, dude.
No.
Yeah,
they can't
dude,
do that.
Dude.
The people have spoken.
Yeah, they call
that
you.
That makes me sad, man. Well, you were about to pay me a compliment, so I'm
Donkey,
certainly not going to stop you.
Donkey Brain Potato.
You're an asshole, bro. El burro.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
They call me the ass. The wild ass.
But it's all in reference to your brain.
No, I get it, man. I'm a little bit out there.
But dude, you are perceptive as hell, and you were like, wow, there's quite an age difference here. And at first I was like, oh, no, there isn't. But then I was like, wait, no, it does make perfect sense because they are depicting a relationship that she has had in her real life in this, right? And there's a line as we scroll down a little bit here that's like, you made me feel bad about being too fucking young or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah, that's all. I gotcha.
And that's where I was like, oh, damn, Matt knows what the fuck he's talking about. And he's not. It made me actually suspect because I thought, did you maybe read about this?
So it's right here. You said if we had been closer in age, maybe it would have been fine, and that made me want to die.
Okay, so here's the next level of our clue, Matt. Can we figure this out before I tell you?
It's like, guess who?
We know that he has a sister.
Yeah.
And we know that he's 9 years older. So who's 9 years older than Taylor Swift and has a sister?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Close.
Man.
No, you gotta, Matt. I need
All
guesses.
Right,
you don't.
Guesses.
Okay, tell me who Sam L's sister is.
Okay, no, hold on. Jake Gyllenhaal.
I know you read this before.
No, I swear to God, is it Jake Gyllenhaal?
Dude, you read this before.
I swear to God.
I know what happened, dude. Because when you were Googling, it popped up on. It did. It did pop up on there. You are perceptive. I've told you you're perceptive.
Lenny, hand to God, you saw my face. I had no idea who this was.
This is total blasphemy.
Hand to the Lord, baby Jesus. Okay. Look in my eyes.
Matt, I want you to commit to something right now.
Yes.
Okay, and this is people, you have to hold him accountable to this. You just said what you just said. Praise the baby Jesus.
I said hand to Lord baby Jesus.
Okay, a few weeks. It's about to be December.
Huh?
We're finding a mange, dude. Is that what they put those little babies in at Christmas time?
A mange?
A manger?
I have
a Christmas manger. You
want to dress me up like the baby Jesus?
No, we're gonna go see one, dude, and you have to pray to it.
Oh, can we go to Actually, I won't say the name of the shrine because then it gives away our location. Okay. I'm glad I caught myself. Yeah, I guess I could commit to that, dude.
We're gonna do that. I need people to hold us accountable to that. Okay. We're gonna do three things this year, Matt. We're doing that. Then we're gonna go to the frog pond. I just gave away our location, anyways. And then we're gonna go to the ice sculptures, dude. I wanna see some sculptures, brother.
In Norway, because that's where we are.
Bro, I have a VPN. Don't worry.
I was so concerned. I'm like, I get in trouble all the time for outing our location. I'm not going to do it.
You get in trouble all the time? I'm literally the one who does it nearly every single time.
You do it all the time. And I say I get in trouble. It's literally just you telling me, don't do that anymore.
They don't bring up on the internet like how you out our location. They just call you stupid
all right, can we circle back? I got it right. It's Jake Gyllenhaal?
It is fucking Jake Gyllenhaal.
So you realize I didn't know this?
Yeah, no, you did.
I did.
This whole song, interestingly enough, about Jakey Jills, dude.
They dated?
Yeah, apparently like 6 months.
I can't call myself a Swiftie if I didn't know that.
It is crazy that you didn't know that.
Wow.
Which begs the question now, Matt. And we're not going to get into this whole thing here.
Molly Gyllenhaal.
This is going to be a, our boy D's going to come on the pod at some point. And we're going to save this conversation because I think there's a couple important Taylor Swift related things. And we know.
You talking about the hit list?
Young Ange is a huge fan of Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Hums that love story song all the time.
Bro, the amount of times like I'm picking him up from a certain somewhere and he's just like, and I'm like, yeah, what are you humming? He's like, DMX. Yeah. Like, dude, you need to stop trying to lie to me. Stop trying to lie to me right now, bro. You better hit him up shop. It's crazy because if we get him in here and we start going over,
so you're talking One Direction?
No, not the band. What are you talking?
See, I was talking a different direction because that's one thing to talk about there. But I want to talk to D about how it's unfair. We were gonna have this conversation a long time ago about the Olivia Rodrigo stuff, right?
Yeah.
How she ethered a man over like 3 or 4 songs.
Straight
like
flamed him.
Like killed this dude's credibility, right?
Murdered.
On the streets. This 10-minute song has tanked Jake Gyllenhaal's credibility, no?
Yeah, like he's never going to be in Marvel
Let's
again.
get to the 7th verse, 8th verse. This is like if the end of 8 Mile, all the different battles were directed towards one person.
Yeah. Like everything that could possibly be said, all the shots that could possibly be fired, right in here.
So, verse 6. And I was never good at telling jokes, but the punchline goes, I'll get older, but your lovers stay my age. Meaning that I'm going to be 30 one day, and you're still going to be dating 21 and 22-year-old girls. And when you watch this video, you're like, she paints him in the picture that he just preys on like the emotional instability. It's like, it's just not that, to your point, not a great look to walk away with. And I just want to ask the question, and we're not going to get into the answers here because I want to really think out this argument because I think a lot of people will be upset with us. But is it fair that, like, there's no way he can respond to this? There's no way as a man that he can really defend himself here, right?
And it's depicted in the video.
He's dating a 25-year-old, by the way, right now. So that's where it's interesting.
It's spot on, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, you're right. You're playing straight into character. But what I love that she does at the end of this video is she's doing a read-along for a book that she's released. Mm-hmm. And while she's sharing this last verse and she's going into the chorus where she knows all too well how this ends, he's sitting outside of that book reading out in the cold, right? Like it's snowing mm-hmm. and he's out there, baseball cap, walking away in the shadows. There is no way that he comes back from this, or comes to defend himself for this, because what can he say? All the evidence is clearly spread out in this very well thought out 14-minute short film.
So I asked you also are you familiar with this album and like how it came to be?
No,
because this is a re-release of her Red album, right?
Okay, yeah.
So this song, all too well, came out however many years ago.
There's a shorter version of it.
Yeah. So the reason this album got re-released is she went through that whole thing about a year ago with Scooter Braun where it was like her arguing for the ownership of her music.
Yep.
So the way that she's found a loophole into being able to make royalties off her music and owning it is by re-recording it.
Yep.
So this song's interesting to me because not all of this song was written 10 years ago or whatever. Some of this song, and I have to imagine that particular line, the one about I'll get
probably
older,
built out over time,
is something that in retrospect, I think these last couple verses potentially are things that she maybe wrote in retrospect. Even looking at, like you mentioned, the scene of her in the coffee shop and them looking in on her. I'm sure that's just all things that when she looks back at that, or I have to assume are things that she's...
And we don't know what things have happened behind the scenes. You know, maybe he's reached out and, you know, mm-hmm. tried to rekindle this, whatever it could be. And we don't know, but the way that she's told the story... It really is interesting, and it's more so interesting as she continues to recreate this music, how many other shots she's willing to take. Because as she's redoing her music, do you know about the I don't want to say scandal, but like the fiasco with her and Calvin Harris?
So I do not know about that one, but the one that I understand most Swifties are clamoring for is there's particular songs about John Mayer.
Yes. Yeah, so there's more of those out there. But the song that kind of put Calvin Harris on the map for a couple summers, after he had already been on the map for a couple summers, was the one that he did with Rihanna, This Is What You Came For. So, like, that was like the...
Can you give me a little of the chorus?
Lightning, this is what you came for. Something, something. This is what it's made for. I'm not a lyricist.
That song is what is about Taylor Swift?
So no, that song...
And is his dick lightning in this?
That song was written and sung by Taylor Swift. And he, I guess, had the rights to it or had the actual music. And rather than recording it with her, he recorded it with Rihanna. And she took him to court for it and tried to get that song, like, to get the rights to that song. So I know that some people have been clamoring to hear her redo that. But I think she released a version of it a couple of years ago on YouTube of her just doing a cover of it. But again, she's got a lot of these little stories that she can create some drama with.
She's definitely a it girl, and she's one of the more interesting ones to me because I don't think she would fall under like the tradition. I guess she has a traditional look, but I guess what I'm trying to say is she's not like supermodel. Although technically supermodels like runway models are actually more her build, right?
No, so you're thinking like bombshell. Like amazing, like curvaceous, bootylicious, I guess you could say.
She, if anything, I guess has gotten by on like, and there's lines in here that we were talking about earlier. I think she's gotten by as being like kind of that all-American like wholesome girl, and she's referencing in this that that's not necessarily who she is, but that's what people have cut her out or are putting her in that box.
Yep.
You know,
and she's kind of had to fight her way out of it, right? Like she's had to kind of go against the grain and show that she's a lot more than what people have perceived her to be. So far, so good, man. Like I don't want to say I was shocked to hear how involved you were with this when I walked in studio, but I was happy that we got to enjoy it.
Yeah, so we normally do segments on here, and one of them is normally like what we've been watching. This is the only thing I've watched. Like, This is what I've been watching. I've watched her do the music video, and then I've watched it on number? Like SNL. Okay, so number of times I've watched is probably only like 3 times now, the music video, twice the SNL. But number of times I've listened, number of times I've listened to the song is probably more embarrassing. It's like in the realm of like 15 to 20.
I won't say it's embarrassing until the end of the year when Spotify and Apple Music like rounds out their like your year in review playlist. And they'll tell you how many times you played that song. Then we'll call you out for being embarrassed.
How many like 10-minute songs do you like?
Not many. There's very few.
Can you think of any?
Requiem for a Dream.
I don't know what it is.
It's by I don't think it's Hans Zimmer. It's like an orchestral or like an orchestra.
Okay, all right. Song. Not the direction I thought we would have gone.
No, I can't think of any other 10-minute songs.
So Bohemian Rhapsody is ridiculously long. I'm sure.
Here's where you show your true colors, dude. Because I come from a background of people who say that a certain group of people... They don't talk
about it because he's gay.
A certain group of people need to stop acting like Bohemian Rhapsody is such a good song.
Well, that's fucked up.
Really?
It is a good song.
Okay.
You don't think it's a good song?
I'm neither here nor there about it.
I'm not like a huge Queen fan or anything. Like quite frankly, I've heard it far too much in the past few years of my life to say that I really, really like it. I'm kind of sick of it.
I would say I've heard it obnoxiously more than I'd like to.
Yes, exactly.
Specifically in these last couple of years.
Exactly.
Okay.
But it is disrespectful.
Talking to you.
To say that it's not like a good song. It's for sure a good song.
Sure, man.
But that's a 10-minute song. Green Day, Jesus of Suburbia by them is a very, very, very good 10-minute song.
I've probably heard that once or twice.
I love it. American Idiot is my favorite Green Day album, I think, and I don't know, that might be an unpopular opinion, and I'm not sure.
I guess I need to go back and revisit how many like actual songs are out there that are 10 minutes long.
One last one I'll mention, and this is a deep cut that only like a select few people would probably know. The band Something Corporate had this song called Constantine that I really, really like. That's on For Those with Good Taste, the playlist.
The playlist, yeah.
It is on the playlist.
Go hit that up on Spotify.
That's a plug.
Where'd you pull that from?
What do you mean?
Like,
I've listened to that song a ton of times. Something Corporate's a band I really like.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Okay. They haven't had a song release since 2004 or something like that, but like...
So we'll say total watch time or total listen time, you're well over 2 hours with this. No, I've already done the math.
Okay, 10 minutes,
if
20
you watch
viewings. Yeah.
14 minutes
it's 200
per
minutes,
video.
right?
Yeah, I've got you pegged at least 2 hours.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, man.
Fuck, dude.
Nothing to be embarrassed about,
I'm a Swiftie, man. I already admitted it. I have a problem.
Dude, everybody's got their vice. And let me just say that while you've been spending all of your time Swiftying it up, I took the time to watch season 3 of Narcos Mexico.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, good for you. So you've heard of drug traffickers like El Chapo?
No.
You've heard of El Chapo, dude.
I don't know what
call yourself El Chapo before.
I don't know what a drug trafficker is. What is that?
You're an idiot. Drug dealers, dude.
Oh.
Kingpins.
Oh, CVS.
No. You're
Walgreens.
thinking pharmaceutical drugs like Big Pharma. Those guys are bad too, but we haven't knocked those guys out.
Oscos? No. Yeah, Oscos.
Costco's?
No, there was a place called Oscos. It was up the street from my
I also
house.
don't think you should have given a whole bunch of free advertisements to all of these fucking companies. Can you not, dude?
Go get your pharmaceuticals.
You're awful, bro. No, Narcos has done 2 separate shows on Netflix, which are like docuseries. They've done one about Colombia and Pablo Escobar, and then they recently wrapped up Narcos Mexico Season 3, which is about El Chapo.
Who?
Dude, the fact that you don't know who these people are is just infuriating.
The only reason I know who El Chapo is because of the Conor McGregor, like when he did the
he has the
had
T-shirt on.
outfit,
He literally
and he put
had
the hand out doing the mock handshake.
Yeah, so
to Photoshop. Like I
again,
know
you just don't know
that
who
guy
El
is El
Chapo is.
Chapo, but okay. I know he escaped from prison.
a couple of times. Yeah.
That's it.
I'm pretty sure he's back in though.
Don't know what he did.
Like he ends up back in all the time.
I honestly,
he sells drugs, dude.
He looks like he'd probably be an okay guy.
You know how
honestly.
Trump was like, build that wall.
It was
This
for
guy's
him?
he's been building tunnels for years. Like those walls don't matter.
Weeds like season 3.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly.
I get it.
There's your reference.
There we go.
El Chapo was the way that she was able to sell the weed.
All right. No, I understand now.
Good
This
reference.
makes perfect sense.
Which always brings me back to like as much as we shit on Netflix, something they've always done well. Their docuseries are incredible. They get good actors. They can tell the story that's already kind of been out to the public for a long time, and they can do it in a really creative way. The way they wrap up season 3 of Narcos Mexico, and I'll do it no spoilers. I've done an embarrassing amount of research on this stuff, only because my father-in-law loves this stuff. And I knew how the drug trafficker the drug deal ended up dying, but the way that Netflix actually shows it in the show, it's pretty awesome. Not that you'd give a shit.
It sounds a lot like Bad Boys 2.
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the only way I'm going to be able to keep you interested. So it's like Bad Boys 2. Remember when they were in Miami and there was cocaine?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't know, man. Maybe this is a Netflix thing.
You've seen the movie Blow with Johnny Depp and the porn.
I don't know. Can I tell you the truth?
What?
Nobody else is watching, right?
There's at least 50 people watching at any given time.
So I don't know if I've really seen Blow.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't think that's something to be ashamed of.
I just don't know. And this would probably
I feel like
be...
you have. I feel like it's on your voodoo.
No, it's not.
No?
I promise.
Okay.
See, this is why I don't think I've ever seen it. Is because I have never paid money for it.
Okay.
I've never in any facet owned the movie Blow.
I just know that you're a huge Johnny Depp fan, so I figured you would have seen it.
Yeah, generally when I type that in the search bar, something else catches my eye.
I don't want to know, dude, and I know that's not on your voodoo account.
Yeah, I don't know. So I talked about doing like a top 5 where like movies you're embarrassed to tell people you haven't actually seen.
And that's on there?
I feel like that could be on there.
That's an interesting one, because I don't feel
That
I feel like
and Chocolat.
I feel like a bun of... Oh, wow. You've never seen Chocolat, bro?
No.
This is about to get
See, this is what I'm talking about, dude. That shame that they make you feel when you tell somebody that you don't, like, that you haven't seen something that they feel like everybody has seen. I say Chocolat, you're like, ooh, what? Dude,
Okay, understand my position. As someone who sits across from you and has to listen about your amazing taste in movies and listen to the amount of shit that you've watched, like, and I mean shit, like, not metaphorically. No, I mean, like, utter dog shit that you've watched. And then you haven't watched movies like Blow or Chocolat is infuriating.
Maybe Blow and Chocolat aren't good movies because I don't watch bad stuff.
Listen, man, whatever fucking little bubble you're living in where you get to be your own critic.
If you had to tell me to watch one or the other,
Blow.
You think I should watch Blow over Chocolat?
Hands down, dude.
But do you think I would actually like Blow?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Be honest with yourself.
You love an underdog story.
Is the cocaine the underdog?
No, you idiot. I can't spoil the movie. The movie's only been out for like 25 years.
It's got... I don't know if I'm a big...
Johnny Depp.
I don't know if I'm a big Johnny Depp fan.
Penelope Cruz. Come on, you love you some Penelope Cruz.
I do love her.
You know, I know you do. And it's CIA and murder, dude. Come on. I know you like that shit.
I don't know. Okay, so listen, everybody. Do me a favor really quickly. Could you just go to Google? Just stop what you're doing. Go to Google. I can't really say that word either. Google.
Google.
Go to Google.
Go.
I just never developed that word when I was a child. Google. Go there and just type in Taylor Swift. Just do me a favor, do that, and tell me and Matt what comes up in the search bar underneath it as you type in her name. That's all I need us to say. Because I'm not telling Matt, I think you just don't necessarily understand the brain that well, buddy. And that subconsciously, it was there. You might not have realized it, but it was there.
So, on record, you have called me out for not being able to see the lines under what I'm typing. while I'm searching something. You have actively even said, "Hey, stupid." It's right underneath.
No, dude,
there.
that's the internet who called you stupid.
Maybe.
Don't put
but
that
you
on
would
me.
be like, Matt, this is why I know you don't know how to Google, because you're still typing and it's already there. So you would know damn well that if it's the 5th/6th option, I would not have seen that. Subconsciously or not.
But here's the way I think your brain works, dude. I think you saw Taylor Swift, you saw Boyfriend, and then you saw Jake Gyllenhaal, and you were like, I get it. I know the answer. Because here's my piece of evidence, if you guys go back and rewatch this film, where Matt's guess is anywhere close to Jake Gyllenhaal, dude. This guy hadn't even sniffed a sister yet.
I'm not sniffing anybody's sister, dude.
You've smelled a sister or two, dude.
But I guessed it like mid-thought. If you're looking at the footage, I look at you and I go, oh, it's Jake Gyllenhaal.
You know what,
for
man?
the record, I'm right, dude.
This is going to have to go down as one of those like great mysteries that may never get solved. And normally I would say, like, let's just ask our non-biased third party that's in the room. But Stats Guy was just in his fucking cell phone. So
he never pays attention
dude,
anymore.
like how would we even get an answer from this man?
What's more frustrating is as soon as you stopped the camera, I looked over and I was like, can you please fucking tell him
Oh my God.
that I could not have seen that?
He was fucking chewing gum, dude. And he just he dropped his phone. He was almost scared of you, dude. He got you can't get good interns.
You know what's more embarrassing?
Can't find good help, man.
You know what's more embarrassing is when he dropped his phone, I could see what it was, and it was fucking Facebook.
Oh,
Like, who's...
What are you, my mother, dude?
Who's on Facebook?
Ugh, yuck,
Who's
bro.
on Facebook
Yeah, what
still?
are you messaging people,
Oh,
you fucking
dude,
weirdo?
you're gonna play, what is it, the farm game?
What are you trying to find a fucking long lost love from fucking ninth grade, dude?
Misconnect. What are you going to your high school reunion?
Yeah,
Idiot?
fucking
But
dumb.
talk about high school reunions. I know that you got to be pretty giddy because some of your favorite people are getting back together.
Yeah, dude, this is fucking great. It's gonna be super properly awkward like a high school reunion, because what we've learned from Friends is when you're getting older, you don't always want to see what you looked like when you were.
Yeah,
20,
sometimes
you know?
you don't want to look back at your cringe-worthy moments, right?
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna be getting a reunion on again HBO Max because they're shelling out the dough for an Harry Potter reunion.
Got a lot to spend, dude.
So you have to imagine I'm quite excited about this.
Yeah, no, I saw the 6-to-9 ratio, dude.
What I'm actually hoping here, Matt, is that by getting them all together, that's signifying that we're going to be getting more movies.
Okay.
Or a TV show. I don't know. What do you think you'd like better? Although you've never seen Harry Potter.
So no, you're not going to throw a question at me, buddy, because I've got a question for you. Because in light of this news, I'm taking the question away. I'm going to answer your question with another question. Can you give me an example of how this goes bad and maybe an example of how this goes good? Because if they're rehashing everything, if they're coming out with new movies, new films, is that something that you as a fan of both the books and the movies and the movies that have followed, mainly Fantastic Beasts, is this something that you think they can get right, or is it something that they get wrong?
Yeah, I think I think it'd still work, definitely. I mean, I've talked about on here that Cursed Child is very good. So even if they just wanted to do the Cursed Child, I'd be okay with it. But if they wanted to flesh out the world a little bit more, I mean, forgive me, I know Daniel Radcliffe is fairly busy, and I think that Rupert
fighting crime.
Gint or whatever, who played Ron Weasley, he's in a TV show. Is it like for Apple Plus or one of those?
Oh yeah,
maybe?
yeah, he is actually.
And then
You don't talk about shelling out money.
I don't know what Hermione's doing. Emma Watson.
Well, hopefully she's not playing Belle in Beauty and the Beast anymore.
See, everybody hates that, huh?
It's just not a good film.
Dude, I asked somebody recently. Somebody told me recently that Beauty and the Beast was their favorite Disney movie, and I was like, "Oh,
animated."
I guess.
Yeah.
Like I was like, "Did you like the newer one?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "No, it sucks."
And it had a
They
good.
said she overacted.
I don't think that's fair. I think as a whole the movie was overacted. I think Emma Watson, like, they had the right recipe. If you take Emma Watson, you take Luke Evans, I think is his name.
Okay, yeah, from Fast and Furious.
Yeah, from Fast and the Furious. They had the right
6, if anybody was wondering.
They had the right mix of, as far as casting was concerned. But I just think that in some of those live action Disney movies, they just go too far sometimes, where they're trying to make it so much like the animated movies that it's just a very big miss. And I think that just unfortunately suffered from that. But hopefully she's not too busy to jump back on board and get back with the gang.
I think it's a series that tonally can work, but also like for a TV series, also for a movie, I think it can work. We actually, in another just quick shameless plug, so we were on Hey Archer last week, and he was mentioning that he is rewatching or watching them for the first time. Sorry, and he's not really enjoying it. I'd be
He said he was having a hard time.
Yeah, which I guess I understand because there's such a nostalgia built into it for a person my age. I don't know, like, being early 30s.
It's one of your first investments.
Another
right?
thing we've said before is you'll just never recapture that moment. Like kids, I don't think will ever be more interested in books than like we were in Harry Potter.
Yeah, big time. Like it was the turn of when like cinema met books, right? Because then we started seeing just about everything start getting those live action portrayals.
Yeah, like Lord of the Rings was coming out around the same time. Like it kind of was. Now how superhero movies are what everything's kind of based around is around comic books was what like those teen novels were at that point.
And also it lets a lot of popular shows too.
Yeah, well, and even series, because without Harry Potter and the casting that you used for Harry Potter, you don't end up with like the Hunger Games. And if you don't get the Hunger Games, like Jennifer Lawrence isn't nearly as big the star that she is now. You don't end up with the Maze Runner series. You don't end up with some of that stuff. So.
Laying them out there, dude. Those are all bangers.
Well, because I do think they all have kind of a lineage there in a way, right? And it is just kind of the way filmmaking, and to your point, the sources that they use for it, I think have changed.
Yeah, they were all able to kind of be leveraged for each other's success, so to speak.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting, man. I think as Archer is starting to go back through his rewatch, I've dabbled with the idea of going back and rewatching them.
Yeah, so you'd be watching them for the first time since you've never seen them before.
No. I've seen all the movies.
No.
What are you saying? We've had this conversation on here. You were like, what do you think is your favorite Harry Potter movie? I said,
and you were like, oh, I've never seen any.
No, I said The Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah, no, you've never really seen it.
What the hell are you doing right now? I'm not going to do this with you, dude.
You've never read the books, though.
No, of course not.
Can I give you my Audible subscription, dude?
Yeah, I'll listen.
Or can I just send that to you? I don't know.
You can. So I will log into it and I will unapologetically steal your content. If we can both acknowledge that I'm not going to say that I listened to it, I'm going to say that I read it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay,
That's
I just want to make sure.
When you tell anybody,
we're on the same page. If anybody's like, hey, man, have you read the Harry Potter books? I'm like, oh, did I?
Because it'd probably be sick since you've never read the books or seen the movies to like kind of experience that whole scenario.
I'm pulling the plug on this right now.
Who else
I'm pulling a Patty Jenkins.
I was gonna say, dude, interestingly enough, Matt, it's so crazy you would say that. Apparently, Patty Jenkins and Rian Johnson have pulled the plug.
I like it as Rian
on a Star Wars movie /series.
Yeah, I know that Rian Johnson was working on. I want to say it's Soldiers of the Old Republic, and I think I don't know what Patty Jenkins was working on. I know we looked at it, but this has been like a common thread or a common theme with Marvel and their Star Wars content. Anybody that they basically hire to direct or produce basically gets 6 months to a year in and just ends up pulling out. As somebody who is as in cinema or in movies and bad movies as you are, why do you think something like that happens?
People get out of the movie game,
like just finding it too difficult to work with the source material or to work with.
Well, I think it was the production company. No, right? Like isn't it famously like a thing with Lucas? I don't know if it's George Lucas specifically or if it's his.
They say
production
Lucas
company
Films
is just like notoriously difficult to work with.
Like this isn't the first set of people that have pulled out before.
I mean, two of the most powerful things in the world are money and ego, right? So when you have both of those things that I'm sure in Hollywood run, like just like anything with money has ego behind it because everybody wants to have the most of it. And they're all going to believe that their opinion means more than the next person's. And I'm sure that's what a lot of this is. Patty Jenkins right now riding really, really high. And she already is probably in a position where when she walks into most rooms, she feels like she's in the corner a little bit. Yeah. Just being a female in a very, like every other industry.
But
very,
has
very
not allowed that to stop her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like she's already had a lot of success with the Wonder Woman films. She's done some great things. So that's why I found it really interesting.
But because of that success, it gives you the power to walk away when you're not getting the creative satisfaction that you would want. So I think that's probably what you're getting more here is that like they don't have to deal with this stuff because it's like I can go work with Warner Brothers and do Wonder Woman and have 85%, 90% creative control over what that movie does, and have more of a team effort rather than somebody trying to control or dictate what I do.
Yeah, and like for her, she's kind of carrying the power because for for Lucasfilms and the Star Wars enterprise, it's tough to imagine that they wanted to pass on this opportunity of having somebody like Patty Jenkins, who would have been the first female producer director of a Star Wars film. Like, you're missing out on that opportunity. You're missing a chance to kind of ride the successful train that she's on right now.
She probably realized through meetings with them the insincerity in that, like in being like another statistic.
They just wanted to check a box.
Yeah, like because that's all that sounded like to me is like, oh, like we've never had a woman direct Star Wars before, so we should get this really, really hot buzzword. Like,
I hate when that's like a theme of an article where it's like, oh, she would have been able to become this, and it's like she could still become that, but that she shouldn't be hired just because she's a woman. She should be hired based on her credentials and her success.
And like, I'm sure there is like she earned the right to get into that room still.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, that doesn't take that away. But it does fear me that I'm sure that's something she's probably realized many a time when she's gotten into places. But speaking of pulling the plug, Mel Gibson is now directing Lethal Weapon 5.
I don't think that's the type of transition that you could just go ahead and say.
Well, no, they did, because like the former director died.
No, I get
dead.
that, but
he's dead. So like he was old.
So,
but you know what he said on his deathbed? Funny enough, Matt.
Like,
you know what he said? You know what he said?
What did he say?
Listen here, Sonny.
Listen here, kid.
You're
going places, Tiger.
You go out there, Mel.
Sport.
You've done great work. You've directed things.
That whole thing with the Jews. Great job on that.
And then you got on to like that ridge stuff, Hacksaw.
Ridge.
And now,
Jim Duggan.
Now I think that at 70, you should do Lethal Weapon 5. Because I can't.
Because I'm 91, and they're pulling the plug on me.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm not letting you live that one down.
Man, sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
Pretty sure he died of natural causes.
But Matt, interestingly enough, you know who has new life?
Who's that?
The Predator franchise.
We're just singing them through. No, man. Predator's been reborn, so to speak, and it's actually become.
They
even
should
more
actually
vulnerable.
have called it. Maybe like let's go through name options. Predator Reborn. That would have been kind of interesting.
Prowler.
Oh, but Predator Reborn. It's the first Predator again. Like it's the. Well, interestingly enough, this might be the first Predator.
This is the first Predator.
But you know what I mean. Like,
I get.
It's the same Predator from Predator 1 is reborn. Like they brought him back.
Like a born again Christian.
They dipped him in the.
Like
they dipped him in the water.
And rather than killing Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's like, "Hey, let me talk to you about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ."
No, I like to think there's like a Lazarus pit.
Ooh,
you just drop the Preddy in there.
That'd be okay. Who's dropping him?
Arnold. He thinks he's bringing back a friend.
He's like, "Come on, come back, do it.
Yeah. Then,
I want you to live."
And then we drop the corpse of Danny Glover's character in there, too.
And we're just bringing them all back, and that's how we got Lethal Weapon 5.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a sick-ass collab right there.
No, but this movie is going to be called Predator Prey.
No, it's called Prey.
I don't know. I think
stop adding them together.
Did you ever play Predator Prey?
No, what?
So when we were in...
You mean tag?
You didn't go to church?
It's like you didn't summer as an altar boy?
We did too. We went to Nature's Classroom when I was a classroom.
You're adding H's to a lot of words.
Nature's Classroom. We went there when I was in 5th grade. And one of the games you did was like Predator Prey. And the way it worked is like some people were like the top of the food chain and it trickled down. So like it was a game of tag / manhunt.
Sounds like they were prepping you for the Hunger Games.
Yeah, but the goal was to like you started like 5 people started as like the apex predators.
Okay.
And they could run around and you had to try and like get everybody to be your.
Oh, you're talking about sharks and minnows.
Something like that.
Okay, yeah. No, I've played that.
Yeah,
definitely.
They called it Predator Prey there. But
okay.
So that nice tangent. So yeah, we're getting Prey, which is going to be the first movie from the Predator franchise coming out on Disney, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's the first time since they've purchased the franchise.
I wonder if that's going to take away from like the violence of it at all. Like if we're going to get less blood, guts,
Predator's
gore.
always been known, even with the cross series with Alien, like being that gory, like I'm going to stick a spear through your heart type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now that it transitions over to Disney, it's like that constant fear of like we're not going to get the same. We're not going to get the same theme. Maybe it goes less gory. Maybe it's more focused on the actual story.
Mm-hmm.
Go figure.
So the story has it that it's going to be
Legend
set in like the times of the Native Americans actually owning the land here, right?
pretty dope.
Before
Yeah.
the white man came and took it all.
Yep. Bastards.
And it's going to be like a chick out in the wilderness with like more
Nabu.
natural survival tactics going against a predator, which I think is a pretty cool, like, take away the technology
It's an interesting
aspect.
concept.
The same way that I'm sure it felt when, Predator 1 takes place in the jungle, still modernized in a way, but it was like
We still had guns, but he had to rely on his survival tactics to really win.
But yeah, the same way that like the contrast of the second movie where you end up in like a city, and now you're like in this, like, everything's moving a lot faster, it's a lot bigger, like it's got more of an urban feel to it. I like that now they've kind of ventured through all that, and a way to get a new kind of environment for the predator play within is to do it like this.
And it is interesting because, like, if you're fighting the war, like the land's best warrior at that time, it does make it interesting to see how they had to kind of evolve to like continue making trips back here, because the story is always that they had to continue to come back to this planet to hunt.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited for it, man. I think Predator has gotten a bad rap over the last couple of years, and rightfully so, because it really hasn't been a good series. I've always been one that if a Predator movie comes out, I'm usually trying to watch it.
Oh, sign me up 100% for it.
Even if it's got Adrian Brody.
And it's coming directly out to streaming, which just means, good for all the people who don't want to go to the movies.
Yeah, low risk, high reward type of thing.
So let's get on here. We got some trailers really quickly.
Sorry.
I don't know if that's how that segment
Licensing?
normally starts for us. But not really much to talk about in terms of trailers now.
We had to dig the bottom, like scrape the bottom of the barrel for this one.
Yeah, I mean, the one we did get was rather big. I think was more in terms of names. It seemed like you kind of were into it, though.
I hate how much I was too.
Yeah,
I hate that I wear my emotions so much on my sleeve that, like, as we're watching the trailer, you're looking at me like, yeah, that's right, bitch. Go ahead and enjoy that.
I could feel how self-conscious you were getting.
I didn't like it.
Don't Look Up is what we're talking about. It is going to be a movie starring. Man, this is going to be tough to list off all these names. It was like Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Theo Huxtable.
Theo Huxtable?
No, Jonah Hill. Oh, fun fact for the people out there in the world on the other side of the camera. Jonah Hill has a sister, and it's the chick from Booksmart. I had no idea.
Wait, who?
Bernie something or other. Not the chick that we like, who was in Evan Hansen. Caitlin Devers.
Okay.
It's not Caitlin Devers.
Jesus.
It's the other girl that's in Booksmart. Ariana Grande is in this. Ariana Large. Lance Norris.
If you're a Dune fan, Timothy Chalamet is also in the
Is
film.
it Chalamet or Chalamet, I believe?
I don't give a damn. Make better movies.
Your Chalamet is my Chalamet,
You're very close to saying something else.
This movie's interesting, though, because it seems like Jennifer Lawrence is playing the guy from Independence Day who has the RV with the kids.
Yeah.
No,
I got you. I was thinking more so how funny it was that Leo is doing this movie, and he also just had a campaign for like global warming and how the world is affected by that, and no one gave a shit. And if you watch this trailer, it's them trying to get the world's, like, the nation's leaders to be like, hey, this asteroid is coming straight for us. And everybody's like, oh, and what's it going to do to us? Everybody's just being an asshole to these people.
And again, the most surprising thing about this movie is who's putting it on. It's fucking Netflix, man.
Shockingly enough. That's why I said I'm embarrassed by how much I enjoyed the trailer.
By the way, Matthew Perry is in this. Holy shit.
Dude, Meryl Streep was the person I was
she's
trying to
all
name.
over the trailer.
She's president? The F?
Yeah.
What are we coming to?
Yeah, what is this world?
What's this world
Oh, man, I wouldn't
to?
want to live in that world. Am I right, guys?
Kate Blanchett, Kid Cudi. Jesus.
Story by
on.
Adam McKay. Very talented.
Tyler
director.
Perry. That was the one that we wanted
T.
to
Paris,
mention.
dude.
Oh, man.
Michael Chiklis. The Chick
Oh,
Man.
dude, I haven't seen him since The Shield.
Melanie Linsky. Is she Rose from 2.5 Men?
Is she?
I think I'm right. I think that's Rose from
Why
2.5 Men.
are you bringing up 2.5 Men on this show?
Dude, get to the bottom of this quicker for me, man.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm not going to tap on all this.
You wouldn't tap that?
No, dude. Movies and TV shows.
Right. So this movie looks interesting. Jonah Hill's just doing Jonah Hill stuff. Leo's doing a little bit of Leo. Jennifer Lawrence is cool. I'm going to probably watch it, but it did open up another conversation a bit for me, Matt.
What was that, buddy?
Do you think it's fair? Because last week we had Red Notice come out. Neither of us have finished watching it yet, so we're not going to give a review. Keep an eye out. We will drop something.
Yeah, we will let you guys know.
But yeah, I thought it was interesting that was number one on Netflix. And I don't necessarily discount the fact that it may be number one because it's a movie starring The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot. Like, that cast is huge. I don't disagree that it probably was the most watched thing on Netflix.
But you think that deception is afoot?
I just question the integrity of it. It's like the UFC controlling their
ranking
rankings
system.
You know what I mean? Like, how they can't be in the same list that movies that aren't on Netflix are on. Well, that's my argument.
This is maybe Netflix's tactic of drawing attention and maybe building up some of their own publicity. But I'll go back to Squid Games and how that was supposedly the most streamed show in Netflix history. Mm-hmm. And I watch it and I don't really see what all the hullabaloo is about. Are they getting into some type of shenanigans where they're just ranking their shit? Because I think if you look at Netflix's top 10 on Netflix, it's all original content, right? Mm-hmm. Is that them just tooting their own horn?
No, I don't think the Netflix top 10 is all original content. No.
You sure?
No. You want to do it?
I'm going to
look it up?
Yeah, 100%.
Because I was going to just point out that, like, if you go to some parts of the world, like initials being NK, like the same person's the top 10, 1 through 10.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, is Netflix a little bit like NK?
Okay, so I can tell you that of the top 10 on Netflix, 8 of them are Netflix originals.
See, I just begin to question that. List them off.
So 1 through. Do you want me to go backwards or forwards?
Let's
10
go
through 1 or 1
well, so I already
10?
gave away 1, so let's start from 1.
Okay, so 1 Red Notice, 2 Narcos Mexico, 3 Love Hard, 4 You, 5 Big Mouth. Now, so far, those kind of line up so far.
Yeah, because I was going to point out, and to their credit, they invest heavily in their own content.
Yes.
That's what we're kind of talking about here.
That's what we're getting at.
Okay, so let's go just really quickly.
6 Squid Game, 7 Made. Did I tell you about this show?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, shouldn't be on there.
Yeah, it's candy ass.
8 Coco Melon, which is for kids. 9 The Harder They Fall, which is the movie with Idris Elba and Regina King that we watched the trailer on but never actually watched the movie.
Get into it.
And then The Thundermans by Nickelodeon.
Yeah, okay.
Kids TV show.
I just, and there's different top 10s on there, I'm pretty sure. That
top
you can
10
access.
in the U.S. today.
But I feel like it should be like top 10 Netflix produced products and then top 10 other stuff that you can find on
stuff that's not created by Netflix.
Because I would just have to imagine that the algorithm is set up to favor them a bit,
I mean, when you control how everything is kind of like when you control the algorithm, I would imagine that you're making it that all your stuff comes to the forefront. But I had made a joke probably right around this time last year that when you watch something on Netflix, whether it's original content or not, that shit disappears immediately. And you can never find it again unless you search it.
I'm kind of lost by what you explained to me there.
So remember we took a video last year and I said, Lenny, do you know what happens to movies or TV shows on Netflix after you've watched them? And you finish them?
But there's a watch it again.
Sure. But there's only like 10 movies or shows in that watch it again list.
Okay. So you want more? You want it to hold more?
Well, do you remember the Sandra Bullock movie that they did where she was like blind?
I've seen a ton of them.
Bird Nest or something?
Bird's Eye View.
Bird's Eye View. Squid Nest. I don't know what it's called. But the one where she's blindfolded.
Bird Game.
Me and my wife watched that movie, fell asleep while it was on. It finished. I tried to go through, recently watched everything else. Couldn't find that movie to save my life.
Matt, could I tell you what the real problem probably was here?
I can't search stuff.
You didn't know the name of the movie to search it. Like, you literally can't find it because you don't know what the name of that movie is.
Hey, dumbass. They have covers on the fucking thing.
But it narrows the search by what you type in. I can see
Sandra Bullock with a fucking blindfold on, dude.
No, dude, here's the problem, man. Because when you type in bird's eye nest, dude,
Bird Box. That's the name.
Okay, so now go home. Now go home and watch it. Now go home and you get to watch it because you know the name.
No, but I'm saying I'd have to. You're missing the entire point. I don't want to have to search it. That shit should just be there.
Well, soon there's going to be like an implant in your head.
Oh, whatever, man. In some roundabout way, what I was trying to say was Netflix makes an algorithm where all their shit comes up to the forefront. But if you watch it, that shit's going to disappear either way.
Hell yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's get into what we're going to be watching. This is going to be a snug episode this week, dude.
No, it's tight.
I like that.
Yeah, it's nice. It's what the people want, I think. It's refreshing. And it's going to set us up for success. So let's jump into what you're interested in watching this week, Len.
So I'm going to be going to see The Internals tomorrow. So
we can talk about that
next week. We'll be talking about that.
Awesome.
Also, I'm going to just probably watch like a bunch of Taylor Swift videos. So if anybody has any good recommendations, make sure to let me know.
We're probably going to do a 15-minute segment on that alone because I think I'm going to join you. Yeah, not together, but right. I'll put an earpiece in and we'll do it.
In addition, we're also going to be finishing Red Notice.
Yes, we will. Commitment.
I don't know if I'll get to The Harder They Fall, but I'm going to try to. Cool. There's also the last episode of I Know What You Did Last Summer that I need to watch. And I've kind of gotten stagnant on Everwood, so I'm going to probably jump back into that.
Okay. No, it's okay to... Once you've cleansed the palate, it's okay to go back to some of those shows, dude. Mm-hmm. I am going to be hopping on what I think everybody else is going to be hopping on this week, and that is the second installment of the most popular show that's ever come out on Netflix, aside from Squid Game. Tiger King, baby. Tiger King 2 is coming out. No, come on. Give it a chance. No, man, I like nature documentaries, and this falls under that. So I'll be watching that.
Doesn't feel like a nature documentary, but okay.
No, it definitely is, man. You don't even watch documentaries.
They're in fucking cages, dude.
Where
That's
do
not
you
nature.
Come from? I mean, it's a different version of nature.
Not really.
You are being a fucking virtue signaler right now, and I don't appreciate
it.
Dude,
I don't know how you still go to zoos. It's fucked up.
I have a kid, so I like her to be able to see animals. I know. I'm not saying it's right, okay?
Bro.
But I've watched Blackfish at least 10 times.
Can me and you go to the zoo?
Yeah.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
We'll
leave the wife at home.
Dude. Let's do that.
And maybe while she's at home, she'll tune in and listen to some of our episodes. But where could she find them?
Well, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. You've looked at our faces for an hour. We appreciate the shit out of that. So you can check us out on YouTube. We're on Google Podcast, Stitcher. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on iHeartRadio. Somehow Pandora put us on there.
That's dope.
I don't know if there's fucking ads.
They better not have ads in our fucking show.
I'm
not getting paid.
When you go just past the tip down the shaft, you get to D's Nuts.
Yeah.
And that's where they can also find us.
You can also find us there. And drop a subscription, drop a like, drop a couple comments. Let us know how you're feeling. We said some pretty ravenous shit on here. So if you like it, if you don't, maybe you've got to come back. Let us know. But you can also find us on the socials, on Instagram at For Those With Good Taste, on the tweets.
Good Taste Live. One last thing, dude. Guys, stop being so mean to Matt. He's not that dumb.
And stop deleting the comments so that I can't see them.
Yeah. We
love you guys. We're going to see you right back here in Good Taste Studios. Now go on. Get the hell out of here. You're bothering us.
Bye-bye.
We love you.
I was kidding.
Fuck out of here.
Call him stupid.
I'm not a dumbass.
Add us.
Stop it.
Please.
For those with good taste.